Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and in this video we're going to be talking about the state of the game after the most recent update, and we're also going to be talking about some workarounds for things like either the negative money glitch or the complete loss of your save file, and all of this stuff comes directly from the developers. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, as I said previously, this information comes directly down the pipeline from the developers, and if you would like to read all of their original comments word for word, I will leave a link down in the description box below to the release posted by the developers. Now, you may notice that when you get to the release posted by the developers, it says, air quotes here, that it was posted on something like April 30th. However, that was when the original post was made, but they have been further amending the post itself throughout the year as the game has gone on, or whenever any new issues arise. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the notes that the developers have and some of the known issues on all platforms. Now, known issues on all platforms. If you see any missions on the Yukon maps that require 10 or 15 cabins to be delivered, please restart the mission and it will then display the correct 2 or 3 cabin requirement. Then, they say some players can't co-op on the same connection. See heading below for more info. We'll get into that a little bit later. Pinewood Express mission auto cancels. They've said please try restarting the mission to fix that. Keep in mind these are all workarounds that they plan on patching in the future. The co-op modes on all platforms are also known for having some syncing issues that they want to work on as well. And they've also said, and I've seen a lot of comments in my comment section about this, can't refuel in co-op in some cases, and they've said restarting the session can help, but that's obviously not a clear-cut fix, and so that's another thing that they are going to be looking at patching in the future. Not just looking at, but they're going to be patching. Now, PC issues specifically, there's only 2 of these, but let me know if these have affected you. For example, missing trucks after loading screen in solo mode, and then the Logitech G29 and G920 not working for some players after 9.0 update, which is a older update, so I'm not sure why that's being brought up as of right now, or if that's specifically like a wheel-focused update. Now, consoles specifically, this is for PlayStation and Xbox. They've said if you experience lag or crashes, try uninstalling your mods as this may be the cause. We recommend not installing everything at once. And this has kind of been a rule of thumb for a long time with this game or this specific engine. Installing too many mods at the same time, even on PC, back in the MudRunner days, would cause a lot of problems. And even now, today, in SnowRunner, it can also cause a lot of problems as well. I know that if I start to creep up on 98 to 100 mods, my game will start either disabling mods or behaving oddly, or the game can start crashing. Not necessarily performance issues related to frame rate or anything like that, but more, like I said before, related to the game either crashing randomly or disabling your mods on its own. And like I said, that happens when I get to about 98 to 100 mods. Although, personally, I wouldn't go over 90, at least on PC. I try not to go over 90 anyway. However, that threshold may and very well might be different on consoles, depending on how much space your system has and whether you're playing on a PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox One S, or X, or Series X. There's all these different consoles that the modding community has now gotten access to, but the only problem with that is that every console is different in terms of thresholds and what it can sort of withstand from a performance standpoint. So do your research, do your own testing, and develop your own internal thresholds on, okay, I should probably not go past this number or this number, and use your judgment about it. Now, next, some players on consoles are unable to download mods due to, quotation marks here, not enough space. They've said, we don't know yet if this is a bug, but the team is looking into it. Now, I have had some people say things about this in my comment section, and it's been sort of 50-50 split, whether it's been PlayStation people or Xbox people, but basically bringing to light that they know they have space on their consoles, but when they try to install their console mods, SnowRunner is telling them, hey, you don't have enough space to do that, and they're like, well, what do you mean? My console says I have enough space, but I don't know why you're telling me I don't have enough space. So I can understand how that would be very, very frustrating. And my only suggestion for that would be to would be to completely close out of your game and restart it. And if that doesn't work, maybe hard reset your console and, you know, completely hard reset everything, like start everything back up, re-sign into your gamer tag, and then try to load in again and see if it still says that you don't have enough space. Even if you do have a bunch of free space on your hard drive, and if it still says you don't have enough space, definitely report that to the developers, because I'm not sure why that would be happening. Now, next on the consoles list, negative balance. Negative balance is something that we've all seen happen. I have experienced it personally on my Xbox Series X. Specifically, I experienced it with the Super Voron Grad mod, but it's in a lot of other mods as well, and it's a weird glitch. Now, they've said here, one or several of the mods have a negative purchase price for the advanced medium winch, and then selling this vehicle will remove $5 million from your money. Now, the problem with this is that a lot of people are going straight for it and, you know, not really either not noticing or seeing the negative 5 million money and thinking that the game will pay me and it'll give me all this money, and then I won't really ever have to worry about it. Well, if you ever go to sell that truck, you will then be deducted $5 million. And the problem with that is that people get the $5 million off of installing this, you know, this medium winch, and then they go and they buy a bunch of other trucks and spend that money on a bunch of things, and then either that truck disappears or they sell it, and then the game takes away that $5 million again. So my personal recommendation is to, I know it's really enticing, I know you're gonna want to do it, you're gonna want to add the $5 million to your game. Don't do it. It is a glitch. You will lose it. Trust me. You will lose it at some point along the line. It is not worth it. Now, they have said that they are working on a fix for this, and they've said until a fix arrives, if you have negative 5 million money, purchase the advanced medium winch to any available vehicle. If you purchase the advanced medium winch to any available vehicle, it should fix that issue for now as a workaround. And then finally, on consoles, all consoles, there are people that have experienced lost vehicles on the Big Salmon Peak map. So vehicles basically just disappearing into thin air and having no idea where they went. And that, I haven't personally experienced that, but let me know if you have had issues with your vehicles on Big Salmon Peak just vanishing into thin air and disappearing. Kind of an odd issue, and I don't know if we've ever actually experienced that on any other maps, but that's definitely one to keep an eye on and definitely one to be vigilant of, especially if you have vehicles that are important to you. Now, PlayStation specific, actually specifically PS4, various crashes and issues with several trophies. The one that concerns me here is when they just say various crashes, which means that it's a broad enough spectrum of crashing that it's happening so much that they're just going to use a broad term like various for it and not in any specific scenario. So I have noticed a lot of PlayStation people talking about crashing issues, and I would really just encourage you to be careful. Be really careful and try to avoid those as much as possible until another patch comes. Xbox One, same thing, various crashes. Supported wheels, we're going to go over real quick. This is the current list, so if you are a wheel player, listen up, because we're going to go over all platforms here. PC, Logitech G29, Logitech G Sci-Tech Farm Sim Controller, Thrustmaster T-GT, Thrustmaster TX Racing Wheel, Thrustmaster T150, Logitech G920, and Logitech TrueForce 923. PS4, Logitech G29, Logitech TrueForce 923, Thrustmaster TGT, Thrustmaster T150, Subsonic SA5426 Racing Wheel. Xbox One, Thrustmaster TX Racing Wheel, Subsonic SA5426 Racing Wheel, Logitech G920, and Logitech TrueForce 923, and they've said we are currently working on a number of Fanatec wheels. So that's really cool that they're actually moving towards enabling a bunch of Fanatec wheels for the game in the future. Now, if you are stuck on a black loading screen on PC, they highlighted this, so it must be a widespread issue. They said this is likely caused by a mod. If you reinstall your mods, your issue should be fixed. If not, please let us know. And then, now we get to the big one. I lost my save. I see this in my comment section all the time, and it's a really sad thing to see, and sad from the standpoint of I would be genuinely sad if I lost my save, especially if it was something where I worked so hard and progressed so far to get to a certain point. Of course I would be upset. But I lost my save. They've said, 1, open Windows security, 2, open virus and threat protection, 3, click on Manage Ransomware Protection under Ransomware Protection. 4, click on Allow an app through controlled folder access. 5, click on Add an allowed app, browse all apps. 6, navigate to SnowRunner, ENUS, sources bin. 7, select SnowRunner.exe application and click Open button. 8, close Windows Security. You also have a backup save available to you under Users, Your Username, Documents, My Game, SnowRunner, Base, Storage, Backup slots, and then you'll see a long string of letters and numbers, and then you copy those files over to the most recent folder in your active game. Then restart the game and pick local save when asked about cloud or local save by Epic. And then they've said, if these steps don't work, please email snowrunner@saber3d.com. Now, the last thing they go over here is the issue where people are saying that the game is telling them they have a strict NAT type and will not allow them to play with their friends. Now, this is not a issue within the game. This is actually an issue within your router, within your connection to the internet. And either if you have the access to be able to edit the ports, you can actually fix this yourself. Or if you do not, you may have to actually talk to your service provider about that, but they include a full description on what ports need to be opened and actually how to do that in the release, which is linked in the description box down below. Now, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.